in the field, on the field, everything we do, we dominate. That means kill a fly with a sledgehammer. But it's not about the fly you just killed. It's about the other flies that's watching.
Go Dogs, and welcome to another edition of the Chennis Berry Show as we talk South Carolina State football with Bulldog head coach Chennis Berry. This past Saturday, the Bulldogs took on Division II rival Fort Valley State, first time since 1964. Bulldogs get the win 30-3, and coach, you talked about this team being tough. There was everything you talked about.
Fort Valley State, good football team, well-coached football team. Those guys play hard, man. They play with amazing effort. You know, I knew that going in. I went against this team for the last few years. Much respect for Coach Sean Gibbs and his whole entire program. I mean, they're doing an amazing job. They play hard. They play with discipline. They play with good scheme. They play with all the things that it takes to have a championship program. So I knew we were going to have our hands full in making sure that we can get a chance to go with the ultimate mission is try to go 1-0.
You start talking about this Fort Valley team that led, of course, by Brandon Marshall. Had a good day running the football, but coach, your defense turned it up. Every time it looked like Fort Valley was going to crack in there, the defense just shut it down, wasn't going to have it.
Super proud of our defensive staff. First of all, led by Coach Jordan O'Daffer. I tell you what, they had a great plan for those guys. Like I said, we had some familiarity with that team, you know, going against those guys over the years. And, you know, I tell you what, our defense came to play. They had the right mindsets. They played hard. They played with great physicality up front. And it all starts up front. When the big guys can play well up front, you know, you give yourself a chance to win. And I thought our secondary was amazing this week. They actually were our team. You know, our coaching staff voted on players of the week, and our secondary, our complete secondary, won our defensive player of the week. So, again, kudos out to our defensive staff and our whole entire defense. They played a really, really good football team.
All right, let's talk a little bit about the offense, Coach. I know we struggled offensively. You were determined, an O-line coach. You were determined to make them do something. We really struggled trying to find room on the offensive end.
Yeah, we didn't have a very good day. We didn't have the right chemistry. We weren't in sync. That's the word I want to use the whole entire day, to be honest. You know, we wanted to establish the run. That was our whole mission, is to try to establish the run versus this football team. And we didn't get it done. There's no excuses, no explanations. Fort Valley State, kudos to them and their staff. They found ways to slow us down and stop us from running the football. You know, all in all, if you get a chance to run the football, you put yourself in a good chance to win the game. And like I say, we wanted to get it established. We felt like we were more physical up front, but that Fort Valley State defense, they came ready to play, and we didn't do a very good job in any phase really on offense this past Saturday.
Tell you what, we struggled into the first quarter. Score is 0-0. And, Coach, at this point, you really get kind of concerned. Finally, the offense, it's like you keep knocking. You finally break a big run with Casey Adams.
Casey Adams made a big play. You know, we had got into rhythm. You know, we had just on that last drive in this first quarter, we were moving the ball. We were going down the field. We got into what we call the fringe red zone, and then we threw an interception. Whenever you turn over the football, kind of deflates the whole entire team, not just the offense. But that very next drive, like you say, we were able to move the ball down, and KZ got a nice run off the right side of our offense, and got us a nice run, got us down in scoring territory, and we were able to punch it in with DeAndre Duhart for a touchdown.
You know, it's like almost like we wore Fort Valley down, wore them down, Coach. But then on their offensive end, they had some success with Marshall, but that was about it. But you kept a steady rotation, especially along the defensive front. I thought they kind of frustrated them because they eventually wore down.
We played some D linemen this week. We wanted to rotate those guys, keep them fresh. Super proud of a young man by the name of Kayvon Chisholm. Get used to that name. He's a freshman. I tell you what, from Hampton County. Listen, he is a special, gifted young man. He was able to get in his very first game, really getting out there, and he had 2 sacks, man. So not only did he play well, we gave Amari Davis more snaps than we've typically been giving him, and he played really, really well. You know, and some things we didn't do that we like to do in terms of reducing gaps from some of our defensive ends. But all in all, our defensive line gave us a chance because they really penetrated and pretty much controlled the front the whole entire day.
You start talking about this defense, though. You're going to secondary. You mentioned the secondary were the most valuable players this past week. Diego Addison and Day-Day in the secondary, Coach, they get bunches of tackles. And these two kids, folks, I think going into the game, one had 22 tackles, 19 solo. The other had like 23 tackles, 21 solo. I mean, they get people on the ground.
Nathan Peterson, we call him Day-Day. Diego Addison, man, they're really, really good football players, but they've been playing in this defense for a long time, so they know all the ins and outs of the defense, and we're super proud to have them. I mean, these guys are really, really good football players. They're really, really good people as well, and they're like best buddies, so they're in sync back there. They're always communicating. Just to see those guys out there making plays really makes me proud as the head football coach.
You know, one of the things about Fort Valley, which kind of put fear in me, at least, from the standpoint of they're so good on special teams. That a kid by the name of DeJuan Bell, you talked about him last week on the show, number 17. I mean, this guy's averaging over 20 yards a punt return, almost 30 yards a kick return, Coach, and we kept him in check.
I'm so proud of our special teams unit. We always use this phrase. We say, are we being a fountain or a drain? If we're being a fountain on special teams, that means we're pouring into the team, the overall success of the team, winning the field position battle, getting points and things of that nature. Or are we being a drain, sucking the life out of the team? And that's not what we did this past week. We actually were the fountain. Very, very proud of Coach King, all right, as the leader of our special teams, getting our guys ready to play. And I tell you what, Dyson Roberts was the real deal. He was flipping the field the whole entire day. All our coverage units did a great job in slowing down their number 17, DeJuan, man, because DeJuan's an explosive player, man. He's been getting returns, and that's really what's been sparking that team the whole entire year is him. I mean, he's special. He's a talented individual, and our special teams unit did a good job of keeping him in check.
Scared me to death when he was 5 yards deep in the end zone, still brought it out and got it out to like the 30-yard line. But again, this was a big game for South Carolina State. Bulldogs get the win over Fort Valley State. Let's talk a little bit about the Sack to Give Back program. Bulldogs able to stack up some this week. Food Line sponsors 1,000 meals to folks in the Orangeburg area when the Bulldogs get a sack. And I tell you what, boys brought some sacks home this week.
Guys were getting home. We always talk about getting home. It's okay to look good and get back there and get a hit on the quarterback, because we like to get hits on the quarterback as well, but we got to get him down. And we were able to get the young man sacked, I believe, 5 times. I mean, I already talked about Kayvon Chisholm, who was hunting out there. Also, Amari Davis, I think he got a half a sack. Jaden Broughton, he did an awesome job. I think he got a sack and a half. And then also Bill was coming off the edge as well. Bill Hall, man. So our D-line was hunting. They did a really good job of kind of, making sure that quarterback never was comfortable in the pocket. And we always just talk about finding ways to create where we can generate them to get negative plays. And I thought our defensive line did a great job of getting sacks.
All right, the Prism Health injury report for this week for the Fort Valley State game. Not a lot of injuries in this ball game, but Coach, speaking of injuries, it was good to see Marcus Samuels back out on the field at defensive back.
Oh, yeah, no doubt about it, man. Samuels can play, man. He's a really good corner, and he's back. He's back healthy, ready to go. And like you say, man, for this game, we're a pretty healthy football team going into MEAC play. It's very, very important as we're getting ready to play, these conference games that we have the best team that we can put forward, man. And I'm very, very excited as we get ready to rock and roll and get ready for MEAC play that we have a healthy football team.
All right, that is the Prism Health injury report for the Fort Valley State game. We're going to take a time out here on the Chennis Berry Show. When we come back, we're going to go to our coach's spotlight. We're going to put our tight ends coach, Connor Loper, in the coach's spotlight on this edition of the Chennis Berry Show.
A single moment can ignite a passion. With every play, a spirit of teamwork is forged, and determination evolves into success. Life is the ultimate team sport, and a trusted teammate makes all the difference. Our team at Founders Federal Credit Union works hard every day to offer the financial tools you need, backed by unrivaled member service. Relax, you're with Founders.
No one takes care of families like Prisma Health. As South Carolina's largest health system, we have nearly 600 primary care doctors across the Midlands and upstate. So you can choose the one who's right for you. With a more personalized approach, more locations, and more convenience, including 24/7 virtual urgent care and online or in-person visits with your primary care doctor, we're doing even more to help you be your healthiest you. Prisma Health, the primary care experts.
Go Dogs! And welcome back to the Chennis Berry Show, talking Bulldog football with head coach Chennis Berry. We're going to go to Coach's Spotlight now, and it's one of your favorite spots of the show when we try to spotlight our assistant coaches. Connor Loper, Coach. How'd you come across Connor Loper?
Now listen, first of all, you're exactly right. I love this part of the show because I spent 26 years as an assistant coach. So I've been an assistant coach longer than I've been a head coach. And they work so hard, man, and I have a good staff. They're the guys that are bought in to what we're doing and how we're doing. So I want to be able to highlight those guys every way we can. But Connor Loper, man, I met him. Connor Loper was a student at LSU while I was coaching as the offensive coordinator over at Southern University. And, you know, he was coaching at a local high school, which is a powerhouse program. And he wanted to come over. He wanted to get in grad school to get his master's. And he ended up being my GA first. He worked with me on the offensive side of the ball. And I noticed when I first met him, an unbelievable, smart young man. I mean, he's a brain. Like, he's unbelievable on the computer. He knows ball. He actually handles our third down. Like, he comes to me with ideas of third down on things that he likes and why he likes them, formations. And I really trust Loper. So whatever he says that he likes, because he does a really good job of studying it, we call it on game day. So Connor Loper has a bright future. He's young. Connor's really, really young, but he's very, very bright, and he has an amazing future in coaching football, no doubt about it.
All right, Bulldog fans, here he is. Let's meet Coach Connor Loper.
Take us on your road to Orangeburg, your background, and how did you and Coach Berry hook up?
So I'm from Shreveport, Louisiana. I went to college at LSU, and so I always wanted to coach. I didn't get to play in college, but I always wanted to coach. So I went there and worked there as a student. And then also my last 2 years, I had the itch to coach. So I started working at a high school, University Lab High School, coaching there, really good program. And then I finished up interning in LSU play personnel. And then my last semester of college, I got in touch with Coach Berry and Coach Odoms at Southern University. And I spent some of the spring there with them as well, and continued on as a grad assistant in 2019. And I continued there for about 2.5 years. And then after that, I got back with Coach Berry at Benedict College in 2022 and 2023, the past 2 years. Was able to enjoy a lot of success there, and then happy to have the opportunity to be here now at South Carolina State.
Coach talked about your play designs, especially on third down. Take me through what you're thinking and how aggressive or creative you might be to get that first down.
Yeah, I love third downs. It's a really opportunity to get your playmakers the ball. So luckily we have a ton of them. So the beauty of that is that you can't really gear in on one player because we have so much talent. We have a ton of receivers, a lot of good tight ends, running backs, dynamic quarterback. So they really make it easy. So just finding ways to get them the ball in advantageous ways and let them do their thing.
Who are the players in the tight end room, and what are their strengths of the group?
So right now we have a pretty deep room. So at the top we have 2 seniors. First is Keshawn Toney, our starter. He's pretty much everything you want in a tight end. He has the size, the maturity, the speed, the hands. He knows how to run routes. He's a really quick learner, so you can give him a lot on his plate, and it's not too much. And he takes pride in it, and he takes care of his work in the classroom. Does everything the right way, so he's a true professional. Another senior we have is Khalil Ellis. He really understands football well. He's a real technician. He can pick up stuff quickly as well. So you really feel comfortable with him in there. You can really ask him to do a lot of things, and then he can pick it up really fast because of his experience and football IQ. Thirdly, we have Nick Brown. He's a young buck with a lot of energy, a lot of physicality, a lot of tools, a lot of speed. So really excited about what he can do. He got to showcase that 2 games ago against Tennessee Tech. Really excited about what he did there. His first college catch was a 67-yard touchdown. No shortage of physicality with him. Really love coaching him. So excited about him. After that, we have Dylan Boone. And he's 6'5", a lot of size, a lot of length. Definitely has a feel for the position as well. Definitely good potential there as well. And then we have some younger guys as well. We have 2 more younger guys, so 6 in the room. The last 2 are Cyrus Ellison. He converted from receiver, so he's really athletic, but he's a real physical guy too. So I'm excited about what he can do, about getting the feel for the position and developing. But a really high ceiling with him, coming from receiver. And then we have a freshman we just signed in his first year, Evan Phillips. And he's already probably put on about 20 pounds in his first year, so he's taking the weight room seriously. So that's really good, promising signs as a young guy coming in immediately, taking it seriously, already maturing his body, and he works hard as well. So really excited about the current state and the future of the room.
Tell us a little about ATM.
ATM, well, if you know, you know. So I'm not gonna spill all the beans right there, but pretty much it's just about, really trying to dominate, really trying to be detailed, okay, and making plays when your opportunity is called. So I can't tell you about the acronym too much in detail because you got to be in to know that, but that's about the gist of it right there.
Coach Loper, what is your why?
My why is just for everyone who I love and who loves me. So I really just love going out every day, be my best for those who have looked out for me and those I look out for. Also love the opportunity to do this game, not only because I love this game, but I love the relationships that come with this game. There's nothing like seeing someone over time. You put so much time in, early mornings, tons of meetings, you see them every day. You go through the grind with them, and then when they get a chance to really excel, whether it's in the game or after they graduate, there's nothing better than seeing all that work come to fruition. So a lot of whys, but those would be my top ones right there.
Thank you for coming out. We appreciate you actually giving your time and giving us a piece of yourself, man, for the Coach Spotlight. So truly appreciate it.
Appreciate y'all having me. Go Dogs.
You've never been afraid to put in the work. The extra early, extra late, extra work. Because you understand that education is the key that unlocks everything. Better pay, better hours, better opportunities, a better you. And playing the lottery is no different. Getting educated before you play gives you the tools you need to be a better player, like knowing when to play and when to take a rain check. Visit sceducationlottery.com/betteryou to be a better player.
Why do we travel? Why do we fly? Are we called by the excitement of untold adventures in faraway places? Driven to shape the future of our world, or to share our world with future generations? We designed Columbia Metropolitan Airport for you, and her, and them. So when the day arrives for your next journey, we'll be ready to get you there. Columbia Metropolitan Airport. Fly with ease.
Go Dogs! Welcome back to the Chennis Berry Show. We talk with Bulldog head coach Chennis Berry. It's halftime. Bulldogs up 14-0. Coach, you wasn't surprised at the end of the first half. You tried to put some points on the board that didn't work out. What's the mood in the locker room and where you want things to go?
Well, like I told the guys at the half, first I get with the coaches. I sat down and just said, guys, we did not play our best brand of football in the first half, but we get 30 more minutes. We knew that we were getting the ball in the second half first. So we wanted to start fast because we didn't start fast at the beginning of the game. And I told the defense, at this point, we were up 14-0. If they don't score, they don't win. So keep doing y'all part in terms of doing y'all part to get the ball back to the offense. And at this point, I thought our defense was playing really, really well. And they held down an offense that's been scoring 40 points a game. I mean, out of 6 games they played, they've scored over 40 4 of those times. So I know our defense was playing well, but we had to get in rhythm, in sync on offense. And we really never did that. Even that first drive coming out in the second half, we really didn't start as fast as I would like. But, I just told the guys, man, we're better than what we're showing. I told the coaches, we don't have to go in there, we don't have to fuss at them, we don't have to flip furniture around. We just needed to get them, let them know that they're better than what they've been shown. And again, don't worry about the level that we're playing. We're playing a good football team that came to play. The worst thing you can do with a team like that is give them hope and keep them around. Because once you show them and they start believing that they really can hang with you, then you put yourself in the dogfight. But I was not happy, was not pleased, not one bit on how we played in the first half. But again, I just told them, we get the ball first, let's go down there and see if we can generate a score and start a little faster in the second half.
You did pick it up a little bit on the offensive end, and Naj Carter came in, Eric Phoenix connected on some big plays. That post on the middle was something beautiful to watch.
Mm-hmm. I'll tell you what, Naj Carter is a really good football player. And we've been expecting big things from him all year. So we had an opportunity to put him in some positions where the ball was going, and that's the first read for the quarterback. And he and Eric Phoenix had some good connections. So Naj, you'll see more and more from Naj as we go through the stretch, getting ready for MEAC play. But he's an explosive football player. I mean, his nickname, before he came here is Quick Six. So if you get a nickname Quick Six, you're a pretty good football player. So to see him be able to get in the box 2 times in terms of 2 scores, very, very proud of Naj Carter. He deserves it all.
Now, we talked early in the first half about Fort Valley being able to move the football. Brandon Marshall, the running back for Fort Valley, able to run the ball really well in the first half. But in the second half, John Hannibal and that crew up front, Coach, looked like they had enough, and they really just started to put it down on Fort Valley.
Big ball. Hannibal, that's the guy, man. John Hannibal is his name. We call him Big Ball. But he does a good job, man. He's a big load in the middle. He does a great job of being a great leader. We love John Hannibal. Another explosive, experienced guy that's played a lot of snaps in this defense. He's hard to block on that interior, so we're excited to have him. He's healthy, he's having fun, he's enjoying himself, man. We're expecting him to continue to play at a high level. That's an expectation. He's what we call one of our good guys. So our good guys got to be good all the time. And all we ask them to do, you ain't got to be great. Just be consistently good, and Big Hannibal does a good job of being consistently good.
Coach, as you get kind of late into this football game, what are your concerns about Fort Valley? Because you've kind of got some distance. You got a couple scores up on them, but from the standpoint of them still fighting, you haven't been in that position before being at a Division II school. You know they're not going to go away.
No, they're going to fight. They got all kind of fight at them. Like I told them after the game in the handshake, man, y'all go ahead and win it, man, because they have a lot of talent. And I shook a lot of those kids' hand. Matter of fact, when the game was over, I went and found the quarterback because he suffered a little injury, in that game. So he was kind of under the tent when we went through the handshake line. And I went and made sure I went and found him and told him, man, he's a special talent, man. So get healthy, get well, and continue to get ready for the rest of y'all season. But they got a good football team, and I know Fort Valley is a well-coached team. Sean Gibbs does an awesome job with those guys. And I tell you what, man, they put up a hard fight against us, but we found a way to accomplish the mission. That don't change. I'm telling you guys, man, listen, winning is hard, okay? Winning just don't happen. That's why we say paying the fee. It costs to be a champion, all right? And that's focus, effort, and execution, paying the fee every day. And like I say, man, winning is hard, and we're grateful to get the win. I told our team today, man, celebrate winning. No such thing as an ugly or a great win. It's a win. Regardless of what, when you look at the column, it says W or L. We just want to make sure we're on the W side. At the end of the day, however it is. I was explaining, we got some young players, so I was explaining to them back in the day, man, they had a defense called the Steel Curtain. Some of those games back in the day used to be 7-6, man. Or sometimes it has to be a 51-53 kind of game. Whatever the party calls for, all you want at the end of the day is, guess what? Victory, to be victorious, and we're grateful to have the win versus a good Fort Valley State football team.
Bulldogs got to win 30-3 over Fort Valley this past weekend. Coming up, we're going to take a time out here on the Chennis Berry Show. We'll go back to our players spotlight. When we come back, we're going to spotlight tight end Keshawn Toney. We'll take a time out. We'll be back with more right after these messages on this edition of the Chennis Berry Show.
Hey, grab me one too.
Come to South Carolina State University. Here you'll find unlimited possibilities for wherever you want your college career to take you. Since 1896, we've trained generations of scholars and leaders, building a legacy of excellence. Explore our stellar academic programs, including nuclear engineering, military science, biology, education, computer science, agribusiness, and more. Enjoy student-focused activities and organizations and discover your passion. Dare to be great. Enroll now and join our legacy of excellence at South Carolina State University.
Go Dogs, and welcome back to the Chennis Berry Show. So we go in our players spotlight now, and we're going to take a look at tight end Keshawn Toney, Coach.
Keshawn's a great young man. Tell you what, he's a young man that has all the talent in the world. We try to find ways to get him the ball early. And, he's a guy that we think has the ability to be a great run blocker as well as a great pass receiver. So, Keshawn Toney has a bright future. I think he has more football in him, but he's one of our grad student seniors that's playing his last year eligibility in terms of playing college football, but thinks he's an amazing young man, amazing talent. I'm glad he's on our football team.
All right, Bulldog fans, let's meet Keshawn Toney.
Hey, I'm Keshawn Toney, and this is the Player Spotlight. How has the transition been going from Coach Pugh to Coach Berry? It's been different. An energy change. I feel like Coach Berry, respect to Coach Pugh, he gave me the opportunity to come here, being a transfer, but just transition to Coach Berry has been different. Some of the same principles that both of them have, both great coaches, both legendary coaches. Coach Berry has brought a new passion, new energy, just trying to sway new culture back in the things that South Carolina State football has been known for over time. Overall, respect to both coaches, and Coach Berry has brought some great energy since I've been here. You line up at tight end and H-back. Do you have a preference? Does one have more responsibilities than the other? No, not necessarily a preference. Just whatever they need as far as whatever the team needs so we can be successful, so I can be successful. But I don't really have a preference to it. I've been doing both, so I kind of got a good feel for whichever one I need to be and what I need to do at that time.
What do you feel are the strengths of your game?
I feel like my route running ability, that being a tight end, I feel like I'm a mismatch for safeties and linebackers. I feel like I'm a well-rounded tight end as far as, like you said, playing H-back and playing tight end. So that means, I can be in motion a lot. I line up all over the field, so run blocking and everything. So I feel like I'm just a complete tight end.
What do you like to do outside of football?
Go bowling, play the game, just, hang out with friends. I'm a real big family person too, so majority of the time, probably just, in my downtime, I'm with some sort of family, some sort of friends. We just hanging out, whatever it is, whether it be me and my teammates, we playing spades and just, just having a good time.
Word is you got a chance to play at the next level. What do you think you need to do to get there?
I really just feel like I just need to continue what I'm doing. Continue just working on things I need to work on, just, coming to better me. Stay in the student of the game, continue being a great person. But so far, I feel like I put myself in position to get a chance at the next level. So just continue what I'm doing and continue working on, the things that I need to improve on.
Hey, Keshawn, what is your why? Why do you play this game?
My family, for sure. Coming from a small town, Wilson, South Carolina, probably about 45 minutes away from Orangeburg. Growing up in a one-bedroom home. But eight people, so I had it kind of hard. Not saying that I was one of the worst, but it could have been better in my opinion. But overall, that's my why. My family, my grandmother, my mother, my aunts, uncles, everybody, they supported me throughout this journey. My mom, she's still every day waking up, going to work, coming home, sleeping, just going to work. So I really, got that interaction with her grandmother the same way, but overall, just them. Like I said, it was 8 of us in a one-bedroom home in a little small town in Wilson, so, you just had to grind and get everything that you had. So I know overall, this whole journey that I'm on is for them.
Sure. And we want to appreciate you coming out here, sharing some piece of yourself, and appreciate everything, and thank you, man. Go Dog.
Appreciate it. Go Dog.
Your home is where your memories live, where you laugh, and where you love. We understand the importance of the valuables under your roof, tangible and intangible alike. So no matter what's around the corner, we'll be there, offering you and your family the support that's made Farm Bureau Insurance a trusted name for nearly 70 years. You deserve more. You deserve a promise.
Go Dogs, and welcome back to the Chennis Berry Show, talking Bulldog football with head coach Chennis Berry. Bulldogs dome at Fort Valley this past week. Turn our attention to Delaware State, and I'm going to mention the HC word just yet. I'm talking Delaware State. Coach, a new season lays out in front of us right now.
Oh, man, really, it really is. I was telling our team today, everything counts now going forward. So that urgency of now that we've been talking about, no opportunity wasted, where the opportunity is now. We get into MEAC play. When you get into MEAC play, it all matters, and it all counts, and our young men will be ready to go because, I tell them all the time, man, I just want more than anything great effort. Just play hard, man. Play hard for your teammates, play hard for your brothers. It's a quote that I believe in wholeheartedly. It says, your effort level is a direct reflection of your interest level. You don't ever have to tell anyone how invested you are. Your actions will. And I want to make sure that we understand the urgency of now as we go to practice every day. It all counts. It all matters. So we got a good Dale State football team coming in here. I tell you what, they'll be hungry, ready to go. They're just coming off of a bye week. They do some really good things. They got a running back that's explosive. They got a quarterback that's a true dual threat that makes it happen. They have some guys up front, especially with their defensive front seven that does some amazing things. So they'll be well coached. They'll come in here. They'll be hungry. They understand the urgency of now as well. So as we get into MEAC play, they're going to play hard. We're going to play hard. They're coming to our place. We want to make sure that we go in front of our homecoming fans and put on a show for them and find a way to go 1-0.
All right, that brings us to the Davis Toyota keys to the game, Coach. What do you know about Delaware State from the standpoint of what keys it's going to take for us to get the win on Saturday?
Well, like I say, they're going to have those guys ready to play, man. Their quarterback is electric, man. We got to do a good job of containing him, making sure that we collapse the pocket and make sure that we don't let him get loose, because he does some good things, not only running the football, but he can pass the football as well. And we have to be able to contain their running back. Their running back is special. I mean, he does some really good things. But for us, it's always about, stopping the run and being able to run the football. Any good team, any good program does that on the regular. So as we get ready to get into MEAC play, we'll just talk about that a lot, man. And in terms of, just having a good sense of urgency on everything that we do. That's a key to the game as well. But we got to win the effort battle. We got to win the penalty battle. We got to win the turnover battle. And we got to win the explosive battle. And we feel like we win those 4 battles, we'll put ourselves in a good chance to win the game. But blocking and tackling, the game of football don't really change. There's different nuances that people are doing on offense and defense and things of that nature. But when it gets down to the nitty-gritty, can you block them? Can you tackle them? And that's what it comes down to at the end of the day. So those will be our keys to the game against a good Delaware State football team.
All right, Coach, I'm going to kind of mess you up now and throw some other stuff into the mix because you got homecoming coming up. Mm-hmm. Homecoming, we've already had some huge crowds at the Oliver C. Dawson Stadium this past week. We're going to have a huge crowd. How do you handle the distraction of homecoming?
Oliver C. Dawson Stadium, Willie Jeffries Field. Listen, that's the biggest party on campus right there. So I tell our young men, there's so many distractions going to happen. I've been part of a HBCU on a campus at a HBCU for the last 33 years of my life. Since 1991, I've been celebrating different homecomings at different places. But it's not for us. It's for the alumni. It's for the student body. We have to remain focused throughout the week. All right? We got to be focused. They'll have things starting already on Sunday. Sunday, they'll have some Monday, all the way through the week. But it's not about us. We have to be locked into the main thing and make the main thing the main thing, and that's the football game at 3:30 on this upcoming Saturday. So our young men will be focused to the task at hand, and that's coming out there giving amazing effort, because we're expecting a huge crowd. All right? We're expecting an amazing crowd. I mean, that's the expectation, because our first 2 games has been amazing in terms of the support that we have from Bulldog Nation. So we're super excited about it, and we'll have our young men prepared for battle when we get ready to go against a good Delaware State football team.
All right, folks, we look forward to seeing you this weekend when the Bulldogs take on Delaware State. It's homecoming. Kickoff at 3:30 at the Oliver C. Dawson Bulldog Stadium, Willie E. Jeffries Field. I want to thank our sponsors, Founders Federal Credit Union, Prisma Health, South Carolina Educational Lottery, Orangeburg County, Healthy Blue, Pepsi, MUSC, Food Lion for their SAG to Give Back program, and Davis Toyota for the keys to the game. Folks, we look forward to seeing you Saturday at the Oliver C. Dawson Bulldog Stadium, Willie E. Jeffries Field for the Delaware State game, and next week, right here on the Chennis Berry Show. Go Dogs!
In the field, on the field, everything we do, we dominate.